Okay, so with the Formula 1 season starting on March 5th, let's take a look at all 10 teams on the grid and rank how each of their respective seasons will go. Starting with Red Bull. Red Bull are easily the favorites going into this season like they are every season. The new RB19 looks as stunning as it is fast and will be almost impossible to beat on a good day. With an unchanged lineup of Verstappen and Perez, it is hard to debate how this Red Bull team would not go back-to-back in the constructors and complete the three-peat in the drivers. Not causing another Interlagos incident between Max and Checo will mean a dominant season for Red Bull, so they get an S tier ranking today. Next up is Ferrari. You never really know where to rank Ferrari, as they normally start the season on the highest highs and end the season with bitter disappointment. The shiny new SF23 is not overly impressive in preseason testing, but some mechanical tweaks is all they really need to fix those issues before Bahrain. Ferrari comes into 2023 with a new team principal in Fred Vasseur, who takes over a team in a must-win-now situation. Another disappointing season at Ferrari could spell the end of either Leclerc or Sainz's time in red, so perfect strategy week in week out is absolutely critical. Only time will tell, but for now Ferrari get an S tier ranking. Next is Mercedes. Looking to bounce back from one of their worst seasons in recent history, Toto Wolff has a lot of work to do. The new W14 is definitely an improvement from the dumpster fire that was W13, but it won't be enough to win races every single weekend. It is no doubt that Lewis Hamilton will want revenge on the past 2 seasons of Verstappen dominance, and George Russell is looking for a comeback from a disappointing first season with the team. It's hard to rank where this team will be this season, as they seem to be in a limbo between top 3 and fighting in the midfield. Considering how preseason testing went, Mercedes will have to settle for a B tier ranking today. Next is Alpine, a very tough team to rank. Alpine going into the season with too many unknowns. A new driver pairing of Ocon and Gasly, 2 drivers who aren't exactly best friends, smells like a recipe for disaster. Their new car, the A523, was the slowest car during testing, which doesn't exactly scream success. The Piastri saga from last season will only get worse if McLaren start outperforming them during the course of the season. Otmar sure has a lot on his plate, and only time will tell if he can handle it. Personally, I think this will be a disappointing season for Alpine, finishing in the bottom half of the midfield. C tier ranking for the French team today. Next is McLaren, one of the more exciting teams on the grid. There's a lot to look forward to this season if we're not talking about the car. The pairing of Norris and Piastri will surely be exciting and will produce a lot of content for the Drive to Survive fans, but handling the brand new MCL60 has proven to be a challenge. With worries about the aerodynamic efficiency of the car, amongst other things, the technical aspects of this car will likely be their downfall. 2 amazing drivers can only do so much in a car that can't race well, so McLaren into the C tier you go. Next is Alfa Romeo. You wish that Alfa would do something brave and remind us all that they are still a real F1 team, but that doesn't seem to be the case this year. Keeping their lineup of Bottas and Zhou, their new C43 is definitely visually appealing, but not a car that will be getting points every race. While the new car is definitely an improvement from last year, as stated by Bottas, it doesn't feel like this Alpha team are making a real stride and will continue to be in the bottom of the midfield, also known as the dead zone of Formula 1. Some points here and there for sure, but it feels like this will be another forgetful season for Alpha. C tier ranking for them today. Next is Aston Martin, the team that is turning heads with their surprisingly good performance during testing. There's a lot to be excited for if you support this team. The experience Alonso brings is unparalleled, and having him behind the wheel of their AMR 23 will surely be a sight to behold. The biggest question mark for this team will be what to do with their driver Lance Stroll as he recovers from a preseason injury. With reserve driver Drugovich having an impressive run in testing, Aston Martin have a driver lineup that can score consistent points, a car that seems to have everyone's attention at the moment, and enough hype to carry them through the season. While this may come back to haunt me at the end, I'll put Aston Martin in the A tier for now. Next up is Haas, everyone's favorite meme team. Haas go into the season looking decent at best. A driver lineup of Hülkenberg and Magnussen truly is interesting, as they are opting for experience rather than developing talent, something they haven't done recently. The VF23 showed promise in testing, clocking decent times and long distance testing. However, just like every season, Haas find a way to mess things up as the calendar goes on. I'm not sure what to make of this team, as I know they will be reliable in the midfield, grabbing points here and there, but not making a huge impact on the grid. They can settle for C tier ranking today. Next is Tauri. While I am excited to see the driver pairing of De Vries and Tsunoda, mostly for the comedy that will produce, it doesn't seem like their car is strong enough to fight at the top of the midfield. The AT04 did drive the most miles in testing, but only put up the 5th fastest lap time, something they will struggle with during the course of the season. It's hard to put up points when the other teams are faster than you, but maybe a mix of Nick's rookie season and Yuki's talent will be enough to produce some memorable moments. Tauri go into the D tier today. And lastly is Williams. Not much to say about Williams, they still suck and will continue to suck until a complete overhaul of the team is done. The new FW45 is accompanied by a very interesting rookie in Logan Sargent, as well as an experienced driver in Alex Albon, but technically it's still miles off the pace compared to the other teams. Unless a miracle occurs for this seemingly cursed team, another last place finish is expected, nothing more, nothing less. An F tier ranking for Williams today. And that completes the F1 2023 tier list. With the new season kicking off on March 5th, we are in for a very exciting 8 months of racing. Let me know what you think down below, and I'll catch you next time.